Invited, unwanted, the Championship Manager 0102 equivalent of a turd on your doorstep. Welcome everybody to Tuesday the 14th of March, Steak and Blowjob Day, and of course that can only mean one thing. I'm married, I'm playing Champ Manager instead of eating steak or enjoying married life. Tonight we have, as ever, 6 goal-tastic games of shit show action, a couple of decent headline acts tonight, as third takes on 7th. It's probably the pick of the bunch. Evening Dan, welcome mate. Second place, second bottom. Mid-table plays bottom. There's plenty of games there that should very much tickle the fancy. Oh, excuse me. Alf Inge Haaland is not on anybody's team sheet tonight, Dan, no. But I haven't been watching any of the football while I've been setting this up, but I have just received a text message to say that Swindon and Stevenage Borough have both been playing now for over 120 minutes between them and have scored 0 goals whatsoever. And on his own, Erling Haaland scored 5 in less than an hour, and Pep's taken him off. Not a bad outing for the young lad. Fair play. Apparently, no one has ever scored 6 goals in the Champions League, and Pep's taken him off. There you go. It's not a bad conundrum to have, is it? Fair play. Right, well, you'll hear Dan Arsenal, I'm sure, will pop up at some point. Let's have a look. Who is unlikely to be here? Well, we'll play Devils against Flamingos first, as Legends is unlikely to rear his ugly head. And speaking of ugly heads, evening Matt, welcome. In that case, then we can go early doors too. 5 feet is, I don't know, doing a Swindon sing-along or something. I don't fucking know. So, you know, he won't be here either. Didn't even pick his team, cheeky fuck. Let's have a look. Castor Troy against Ban River is the pick. Tato not involved tonight, apparently. There you go. Or at least not in the first round of games. I tell you what, let's get the beating out of the way first and foremost, Matt, while you're here. I have gone this week little different to last week, as you're playing some defenders. So I've tucked 2 attacking midfielders back in a little bit. In fairness, they can both play in those attacking positions, giving Chewy a rest as well. And I finally dropping to the bench, as he's not been pulling his weight. Lembo retains his place as well. No player instructions this week. I'm trying something out, see if that's going to help, because it's not done me any good so far. And absolutely no changes whatsoever for Matt. Evening. Morgan Freeman of the Champ Manager community. How is my stud Steve Wright doing? Here. Yeah, no changes at all. Really against the Unicorns up first. Will we reach 10 minutes without a goal? We will. Normally that doesn't bode well for the goals that I always promise. Penalty, stepped up, Anelka, 1-0. Fantastic. Took less than half an hour. Anelka back in the goals. It's good to see. If I remember rightly, he did score last week as well. Not tuning in, no game for minimal interest, so piss off, says Tato, as we go 2-0 up just before half time. Player instructions are a myth. Very, very similar looking figures as well. Direct and hard. Fair play. Anelka playing well. Otherwise, nothing drastic. Helter doing okay in goal. Right. Direct and hard. Lovely. Going all out to injure some of my players. Any subs while you're there? That's where I'm at. Evening rocks. Evening. I'll give Noopy a nudge. Now you're here, I know how you like to go first. Or early doors, rocks. Evening, Dimble. Masera and Camps out wide. Worked for you last time out. Any arrows on them pair? No arrows. Perfect. We shall crack on. Let's have a look, see if any of mine are struggling at all. No, look absolutely fine. Tell you what, let's give Chewy a run out. As good as Ernesto Shevington looks, he's really not performing particularly well. So we will go to 60. See if really he can get back into it. If I remember rightly, I believe they scored twice before the 60-minute mark. Ooh, a penalty turned down, rightly so, in my opinion. And there we go, and there's Stevenage scoring a goal. So now, that fact I gave earlier about 140 minutes or however many it was with no Stevenage or Swindon goals, when Erling Haaland had scored 5, no longer applies. Kuki for Minitis, I think that worked pretty well last time, again if I remember rightly. And I think Gary Teal for Camps was the other substitution last time out. Let's have a look at ratings. Uncharacteristically poor game for Jamie Ingledale and Mason Javin. Kooky playmaker, no problem at all. Is there playmaker option here? There isn't. No more subs. Lovely. Let's see how that goes. Helton having a worldie. Fair play. Chewie's come on, got a 7 out of 10, and has got himself a booking. What a lad. Steve's already switched over from one to t'other on platform. Martin Eriksson having a quiet game. That'll do. See if we can see this one out. Pick up. Oh, Anelka. He is finally proving to be the player I fucking signed in the first place. Excellent news. Presumably this is going to be Oscar Tellez. Z Roberto and Anelka. Teal up top. No problem. What for? Guigu, and then going 3 up top. Z Roberto. Yeah, well, both under 150. Yep. Okay. Excellent. I tell you what, everybody's offering for mine. Yeah, not in the spirit of his own league. Well, look, it's not as if it's doing me any good. I'm in 7th. Presumably moving to the right as well. Something like that, potentially. Underrated, yeah. Guigu's one of them. Lovely. That he's like an Owen Hargreaves type player that's actually performs. You know, he's got those all across the defensive midfield line, but tends to actually turn up fairly regularly. Again, pretty similar in terms of the figures there, but it's very much Helton versus Gary McGlynn that is the difference there. Chewy with an 8, good to see. Nicholas Anelka finally turned up. Fantastic. He'd been in good form as well, if I remember rightly. Drops you down to 4th. It keeps me in 12th. It doesn't really do me any good at all. It keeps me in 7th, sorry. 12 points. Bang average across the board, pretty much. When I lose 1-0 in the next game, it will be entirely across the board. There we go. Technically, it is given at the CA grey area. Yeah, they're both well under 150. I think Anelka might have finally got to about 150 now. I think it was 140 when he starts. It gets better eventually. He's just a big name player that, you know, I thought it'd be quite funny to have in the league and get miserable immediately. And he's been fucking rubbish up to now, so it's not really paying off. Right, I've not seen Noopy pop in rocks. So let's see if he said anything. 150 now. If that was the case, Dimble, I believe you would be the one who fared worst out of all of that. Let's have a quick look. I don't know if you can see if it switches screens to CM Scout while I'm having a quick look. And let's have a look. Who would have to leave the league if he were stopping at 150? Let's have a look. Player search. Current ability based in Australia. Right, so Wilfred Boomer is the highest current ability player, gone. You immediately would use Felipe. Dudley Hill would lose Stilian Petrov and Christian Mercedes. Anne Pleticosa. You'd also lose Gerard. Anne Boskovic. Majdan would be gone as well. Solari's gone. Sunday Elise's gone. Unbelievable. Gat's gone. Where are we going down to here? Not many other really particularly big names. Steve Finnan, gone. There we go. Macera, be gone. Willie Sagno, gone. So no, we will not be getting rid of the 150 CA. 5 years on his soccer AM. Sandfields were pretty much unaffected, to be honest. There was one or two plain grey players next game. There we go. We can't see it. You'd need to amend what you were showing. Yeah, I thought that would be the case. Right, let's have a look. So, Dimble we can play early. Yeah, I'll tell you what. I don't think Nip mentioned anything about jumping on. So yeah, we'll get you on early doors, Rocks. I know you like an early game. Let's have a look. Nothing really apart from the KSAS for Klim change from the last game. As you won 5-1, it would be a bit daft to make any sweeping changes. Has tried to bring in a couple of out of league signings this week, so it'll be interesting to see if either of those come off. Who's in your reserves? Obviously the big name there is Arjun Robin, Habib Jafar, Nikolaidis. No one that you'd be too worried about not being in that first team squad, in all honesty. Here we go. So yeah, we'll crack on. Few little changes here, personnel changes, and a little interesting to see if that Gronkiar out wide works this week. Yeah, a few personnel changes. Let's see how that one goes. Interesting for Banriver. The form that Castor Troy are back in, would expect them to be the team that scores before 10 minutes. I can't even finish the sentence. And that's not ideal. Losing Diego Forlan to injury. I think, is he not already out? Was it a card that he had? Yeah, a red card. That's another time out for Diego Forlan. And I'm thinking Stuart Elliott or Tobias Graham. I reckon we go Stuart Elliott. We'll go with. Where is it? There he is. This one, isn't it? We'll go with the Northern Irishman. Excuse my accent. Work. See if he can get them back into it, fire them back into it, and look at that. That is how you make substitutions. As Rox knows, my substitutions for other teams against him do tend to go well. Not for him, obviously. Yeah, very much the dominant team, if not quite as... Rox loves a substitution in my favour. Not quite as lethal in front of goal as Banriver. Mendes aside, all looking okay for the home team. Nobody really drastically letting the team down for Banriver either. I'll have a quick look at conditions there. Gronkiar's a potential one. Schmuck in for Santos. Oof. Not one you see. He's one of those players that I keep picking up as being fantastic, performance-wise every week, and even with the yellow card, he's got a 7 out of 10. It's not like he's particularly thrown one in. Anything else? Right. Presumably, I'll show you conditions, but I'm pretty sure you believe that it's a myth. There we go. There you go. Have you got, is it White Rose versus Banford tomorrow in the Super League? There you go. Presumably then it's White Rose against the Haggis Munchers or whatever it is. In the Super League then. Fair play. That's it to 60, lovely, no problems. Assumed as much, but I don't like to jump to conclusions too often. And that is the second goal. Stalemate broken by D'Alessandro, as has been the case regularly this season. Yeah, all doing pretty well in fairness. I think that's the only obvious change to make. I don't think there's anything else really that's going to do a lot of good. No, leave that be. Give you the option, everybody very much putting in a shift for the home team. Apologies, Rocks, I didn't show you the stats. Been really good in front of goal. But, there you go. Interesting to see if Troy can see this one out. 2-1, as dominant as they've been, is still slightly precarious. So yeah, interesting to see. Clem Central, cases for him. Left hand side, no problem. I can never fucking find anybody on your blade. There he is. Minutes there. Here we go. Valtellina for Matt. That didn't work. There we go. Any formation changes other than that? Presumably not. All good, excellent. There we go. Like I said, let's see if there's going to be a fourth goal in this one. Be very interesting to see who it goes to, if there is. Last 5 minutes, probably Gurney. And a third for Castor Troy. Penalty at the death there. Just about. Very good value for the win. Dominant display. But without that third, the perennial squeaky bum time for them. So that's 3 wins in 3 for Castor Troy. Very much gotten over the devastating back-to-back losses with the 60-minute blatant attempts to fuck Rocks over. Exactly. Lovely. Right, so we've got Steve here. We can barrel through that one because neither are here. So look, Stu's not going to be here, so we'll go with Stu. Uncharacteristically, I was going to say hasn't made any changes, but I'll put it back to what he would normally play. Hang on. So yeah, he's made no changes by virtue of going back to what he would normally do. Just make sure I've not missed any of his normal subs. 3, 4, 2, 1. Yeah, there we go. So back to his preferred lineup now that everyone's back and fit again. Thought I missed that one. And then a few little personnel changes. The new signing Balashov comes in for the underwhelming Gerard from last game. Bonotto starts as well. Loose and half. Mendes de Silva's gone down to the Resis and Battaglia comes in. Yeah, like I said, a few personnel changes across the board. Moses is shown, comes on back into the fold and onto the bench. And Afori Key gets a run out up front instead of Bernardo Romeo. So interesting to see how this one goes. Out of form Sparta, lost 3 games in 4. Only team that beat it in those 4 games was bottom of the league Flamingos. And Dimble has been on fairly decent form himself. So, flying through the first almost 20 minutes without a goal, which is uncharacteristic of the league. And it is Sparta that strike first. Enter the Dragon, 27 minutes. 1-0 at half time. And very, 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 very even, in fairness. Stats wise, no reason to change anything. Legally Vanucci would be the only candidate. Not quite as impressive form-wise. Taribo's having a good game. Absolutely fine condition-wise. I don't know. Very much in the game. You've got Romeo potentially as the striking power on the bench. Yeah, not sure if I'm making too many. Balashov to AM with no arrow. So, presumably we're centering everybody up. Centralise them. Is Kutuzov having an arrow? As he had? Did he? I think he had an arrow before. Hope you all enjoyed the ASMR there of me pouring myself a cherry aid. Doubt you could hear it over the fucking airplane fan on my laptop anyway. Arrow to POO diagonal on Kutuzov. No problem. Is that? You see, when you said POO, I looked nice and close there because I wasn't sure. If you'd have said it was a 4E Ue rather than key, I'd have believed you because I've never looked at that closely enough to see if it was a Q or an O. Will there be any further action before that 60-minute substitution stop? Doesn't look like it. Still not a massive improvement in terms of ratings on the Hurricane side. Nothing too drastic in terms. Very dominant last 17 minutes for Sparta there. Realistically could have extended their lead rather than the other way around. Probably going to see some attack-minded changes for the Hurricanes here. Forikey not necessarily playing particularly well. Balashov's not having a brilliant debut either. Longer arrows on the wingers. Romeo. One of the top end goal scorers, but yeah, average rating wise, it's not been fantastic. Is there going to be any further changes there? I think defensively look okay, realistically. We're standing plenty of pressure, so doubt we'll see anything too drastic. That's it, cheers, no problem. The only other option there realistically was maybe Gerard for Balashov, but Dimble rightly sticking with his man. Only 106. Got to be changed. Will there be more goals in this? Not been many teams to blank on goals scored all season. It's been few and far between as the clean sheet. I thought I was about to say, right at the last kick of the game, the clean sheet bonus for Magnus Hedman was scrubbed away, but not to be. What was that ruled out for? Presumably offside. A push by Taribo West, who realistically shouldn't have been anywhere near the play. Oof. Unlucky Dimble. Back to winning ways for Sparta. Now they've got the preferred 11 back in. And that doesn't do any favours for the Hurricanes, who drop back right down to that bottom end of the table there. And Sparta continue to put pressure on those teams above them. Now they're back to winning ways. Right, who else have we got? I'll tell you what, let's absolutely smash through this game quickly, because neither of them are here. So we can properly jump into second game. Tonino, of course, Joey Dunn could have picked the two goal scorers in this game. Straight in, straight away. And it's 2-2 at half time. It's going well for both teams. Muff, which is something that none of us are getting on Steak and Blowjob Day by all accounts, as we're all here watching this instead. Is that going to be? It is not. There's a fifth, a seventh goal all in. Double Muff, double Tonino. Joey Dunn scored last. And the Flamingos games maintain their minimum 5 goals a game average. 7 goals this time up. Few personnel changes. Enforced personnel changes for Dudley Hill. In this one, absolutely no changes for... oh, that's a lie, actually. No, they completely stole Rox's tactic from last week when they had a bye, and have very much steered away from what they did realistically. So probably what Steers tested against, had he had time to do anything other than get his ear pierced, would have been all for naught as always. Tato, welcome mate. I knew you couldn't stay away for too long. Almost went 15 minutes without a goal for Dudley Hill. There we go. Only drew the one time you tested. There you go, fair play. I've tried not to do too much testing. In the testing I did with against Matt, with that no player restrictions formation I did, it was 3-2, an absolute barnstorming goal fest. So I sent him the screenshot and said, expect a 0-0 draw. Luckily for me, I still scored the 3 goals. Very even, in fairness, stats-wise. Ratings-wise, Majdan versus Jamal Tahar, otherwise very similar as well. Tato must be fuming with one at the back here. Nicolaus for counts. I think he's going to need more than that. Let's have a quick look at this one. Your formation seems to be doing alright for him. Rocks. Fair play. Don't think there's going to be anything needed to be changed realistically there. Wait till 60 for that. Will we see either of the defenders change? Maybe Panucci when he's on a yellow. Otherwise, absolutely fine. Condition-wise, everybody well into the 90s. Leave it until 60. There we go. So both teams leaving it at B till 60 minutes. Just about heads with that single goal. Dudley Hill. Now will we see any changes? So condition-wise, again still all in the 90s after 60 minutes. Again fairly similar stats-wise. Probably just about shading it. It's the home side. Jamal Tahar, an absolute worldie. But, that one goal advantage still. Carlos Jacks, Dudley Hill, maintaining their form at the top. Are we going to see Chris Hope for Litos? Are we going to see Andrew Martin for Dario Hussein, who's having an uncharacteristically quiet game? Sorochinsky going to come away? Don't know if we're going to see anything realistically in. Martin for Sorochinsky. 3 up with Martin and Jacks. Arrows and Shim and Donker behind. No problem. Presumably that is left to right the way you want it. Let me know that that's what you're looking for. Jack's left, perfect, cool. Again, I try and make these sorts of decisions common sense. He's got an L somewhere in it, and he's a FRC, so that's the way I would do it. There we go, lovely. And from Ebbs' side, all okay condition-wise. Maybe GX, Georgiadis. So might swap him out for Kim Kallstrom. In fact, let's do that. Swap him out for Kim Kallstrom and then not get Big Les on for Mickey D. That is exactly what I was considering, whether Dunwell or Jocelyn were the man to make way. In fairness, Brojek's not been doing particularly well either, so there we go. They're the big changes. I don't think there's anything too drastic otherwise. And that is why you don't change Justin Jocelyn and Shimoriak 1 minute later. Big Les, it's all square. I'm going to have to slow this one down, because this is getting interesting. Hit Les, hit Les, hit Les in the face. And it has worked. 4 minutes injury time. Will there be a deadlock broken? No. Unlucky for Ebbs with the stolen tactic there. Probably the best performance of the season for Ebbs. And the suffixes is did well, in fairness, Dudley Hill there to just about hang on in all fairness. So very, very good result for Tato. Of course, he's taken this time to turn up, and very, very happy. There we go. But yeah, you will be right, Steve. Right. You will be just about above Tato now. Can we knock it? Fantastic. One personnel change as the newly loaned Kennedy, 43, fantastic, that saves me check-in. Yeah, we'll go again. It's not even 10 o'clock yet, is it? No, it's now 10 o'clock as I said that. Yeah, we'll go again. We'll do another one. Like I said, I'm not at work tomorrow. I'm on it's not really babysitting duty, is it, when it's your own child? So, child caring duty. There we go. So, yeah, Kennedy, the first loanee, I believe, ever in the history of the small horse. We're going again, Tato, mate. Yeah, no worries, don't worry. Number 43 for Kennedy. And yeah, I've got everybody's tactic saved, don't worry. Hang on. I think Aston was the one player who came back to me with a change in tactics that I hadn't done. He did. Okay, right. He wanted... No, not that one. Yes, that one. It's those centre backs, right? 2 DCs, 2 wing backs, 1 DMC, 1 MC, 2 AMCs, and 2 front. Lovely. Okay, so Kale came out for Kiko Svensson, and then Karoo up front. Lovely. Okay. So Karoo for Kale, and then Harasimovic was on the bench. Means we've got to drop someone down. He's just brought a picture in, so he probably doesn't want to do that. Harasimovic on the bench, lovely. Just make sure that is what he's after. Kiko here. Do central films left. Yali and Green. Outwise it in. Lovely. Yep, there we go. Top notch. Right. The green on green action for the last game of the first set of fixtures for the night. Will it be the light green of the Shamrock to break the deadlock? It will be. Kiko, absolutely explosive form so far this season, continuing to be the case. And I was about to say, just gets to half time without a goal against. Oof, that is not what you want to see. I mean, in some aspects, it is what you want to see with Sandfields. Only one, keeping them down to only one shot, but if that one shot goes in, that's not ideal. Been struggling with keepers this season, in fairness. So many blocks. Where's the blocks? How do we know about blocks? You seeing something I'm not? Oh, it's all about them blocking shots. Yes, got you. Yes, I'm with you. Well, yeah, probably. If we have a look at the Shamrock stats, key tackles 4. Oh look, well no, actually here, 1 key tackle, 2, 3 key tackles of the 4 blocked shots, you'd assume. So fair play. Let's have a look. Have a quick look at these first. Again, condition-wise, nothing too drastic. Maybe C. No, it's not really got left Kale out, so probably not going to bring on offensive-minded midfielder there. Come across to Dan and the Swan Horse hybrid animal. Is there a name for a swan and horse hybrid? It's like a chimera, isn't there? For is that part lion, part horse, or something? Part horse, part human, which is a centaur. I'm sure there'll be something similar. To 60, please. No problem at all. Did show you the condition as well, didn't I? Yeah. Alfonso down to 86. And you still okay to 60? Because I'm unsure if I showed you the condition. And I know that is something that you would probably look at. So I'm just going to hold fire for 2 seconds. Give you the chance to change your mind if you want to. Well, I was too busy thinking about. You did check, good stuff, no problem at all. Too busy thinking of what the chimera equivalent to a swan horse hybrid would be. Swars? Oh, bloody hell. Got nowhere near it. Walter Harris, the goal scorer, was one of the lower ratings for the game, which is odd. Without a yellow card as well. Odd to see. Alfonso only dropping slightly further to 83%, so it doesn't look like he's all potential foot injury, in fairness. I was going to say he's probably okay, but maybe not. And with that in mind, and no Dan from the Swemp era, I'd suggest maybe either Djorkaeff or Kennedy's going up front alongside Harris here. Alfonso off for Djorkaeff, there we go. Put him in behind Harris. Yes, Rocks, we'll do another one, mate. In behind Harris with an arrow, both centralised. Not to worry. Lovely. Let's see if there's anything doing on the Shamrock side of things. I think we're going to have to bring on a defender. If we've got one. I have to hope that Philip Mexes can do a job. That's about it, really. There's nothing more we need to do than that. See if that does anything whatsoever. Doubtless it will. More likely to see, especially from the stats there, the deadlock broken from the away team, and that is it. Walter Harris sends the Sandfields fans into raptures with a last minute well-deserved winner. Well done. Thoroughly masterminded by the Swentmaster General. Great to see. And as mentioned, that point does just about tick Dudley Hill to the top of the league. The victory for myself over really very much reels in Matt to within a point of myself. Bowler Harris does like injury time, good to see. Also puts me within striking distance of the teams ahead of me. Interesting that the team in second place have played the least amount of games so far this season. So let's save that first and foremost in case I go full shit show. There we go, we're all okay. Of course you'd be unhappy losing to rivals. Here we go, we've got an email from Stephen Wright. I don't know why he's sending me Super League Tactics, but I'll download it anyway. There you go. I just want to download it. Save, there we go. Tactics for the shit show, save it straight in there. It saves me moving it, doesn't it? Ooh, right, that's just in the picture. Lovely. Same tactic, fuck it. So why have you just sent me another tactic then, you ear-pierced prick? If you put my team up, I'll send you line up in order to click on. So you don't want the 22312. Oh, you do, right? Okay, hang on. So tactic, we're going with. It's called White Rose, isn't it? So this tactic here, yeah. So yeah, rocks. I've just seen that as well. I'll save that in the same place as well. Lovely. Excellent. Right. Let me get upstairs. Yeah. No worries, Tato, mate. We'll get you sort of later on. Same as Super League. Yeah. 22312. There we go. If you could go back to main screen, my squad. I'll WhatsApp you 16. No problem at all, mate. I'll tell you what I'll do then. So I'll drop that out and I'll crack on to. Hang on. You want to see your full squad. There you go, lovely. I've got my phone in front of me now as well, Steve. And then I'll click through, and we'll go back to it if we miss anything or anything. Don't worry. There's your full back on the bench as well. Shiliuk is back. Shamrock supporters Fury. Oof. Paul McGrath has been absolutely mystified. Click through, lovely. Full and injured for about a week, so it might be alright. Depending on what's the 3 days difference, so he's not playing. We'll get Drolich back in up front then. There we go. Condition, of course, mate, don't you worry. There we go. George Boateng could be coming in. There you go. Paulinho Santos banned for a match. Wednesday, Saturday is game day. Has he had his new contract yet? No. Rocks. You want that one. There we go. Positions look all same as normal. Your 17th birthday. Happy 17th birthday, Dan. You don't look a day over 43 or whatever you are. Lovely. Majesty. Hey, you imagine doing this on Swemp at any point, Dan? Downloading tactics during the stream, just plopping them in. Here we go, right. Majdan, Addo, Panucci, Neto, Johnson, Sadis, Shimiak, and Justin Walker, Carlos Jacks, with Darius and Andrew Martin, Luca Bucci, Chris Hope, Luis Boamorte. Yeah, you were right. So that's what I'm going back to with the Invitational Champ League that I have. I don't need that right now. Joined Davis for Joey, mate. No problem. Now he's fit. Let's see what his conditions like. 100%, absolutely fine. Do you want Joey on the bench at all? He was orange. Yeah, you're right. You're right. Rocks, do you want to let me know who you want in for Paulinho Santos at some point as well? I don't know if Matt's still here. All look okay there. Dimble as well, I've not seen in a few minutes, but all look okay. Schmuck in, let's get back to yours, well, that's on the screen. Could probably guess that, to be honest. Jimenez bench. Dimble, mate, yeah, no worries, mate. Right, so clean move central. Go. Okay, so that's left from the start. Jimenez to the bench. Yep. And let me know at some point who you want. Presumably either to Tradse or Charlie Chaos. There we go, Charlie Chaos it is. Was okay. Did you have a quick look at yours, Dimble? Milito's still about a week away. Releasing off a new contract. Torres back. That's about it in terms of returning players. If you want to do any tweaks, of course. Fuck you, Chelsea. Right. There we go, Tato. Congratulations, you've signed George Boateng. Just in time for game day as well. And I think this will be the first game since Dan's reign as joint/assistant manager at Sandfields where I haven't made any transfers for Sandfields in between games. So that'd be interesting to see how that goes. Straight in at for Drozdov, not a problem. Not a problem at all. I've got a big list from few players for out of league signings. Always available. You've got 3 throughout the season, whenever you want them. Sad life when you're buzzing about signing George Boateng and I'm jealous. Love it. Oh! Oh, I do love the small horse. How's that jealousy now, Dimple? More than happy to put a bid in for George Boateng on your behalf. Oh, brilliant. You can indeed place a bid for George Boateng, not a problem at all. They rejected 10 million, so let's try a bit less. Yeah, I mean it is too much. Yeah, you're not wrong. Dimble, find player, Boateng, and you'd like to make a £6 million bid for George Boateng, yeah? Can you make a bid that's not fucking mental next time, please? That was the 7.75 million, no problem at all. There we go. Does anyone else want to bid for George Boateng while we're here? Yeah, you were the one who was bright enough, Tato, to share your Boateng bid last week. Prison rules that everybody knows it's chaos in the shit show, what it was called. Malenchuk, no problem, Steve. We'll get a £7 million bid in. And then immediately put him in the bin, no problem. Where he belongs. And Sandfields. £250k, that's plenty. Not a surprise that you'd be looking to strengthen in goal, as that's been probably. Don't think 5 you'd accept that one. So I'm just going to save this quickly before game day, just in case. Still makes me chuckle. Stick him in for David Batty. I believe he is at Ebbs. But I should have a double check. You can make a bid for Nicholas Anelka, but it will be rejected. No, David Batty is still there. No problem. Yeah, I haven't made a bid for any of yours yet, Steve. If you want to let me know, I'm happy to do it on the stream, obviously, as you can see. Just bid to piss him off. No, I will not do that, Star 2, as he is on my team. Those 3 are priorities, no problem. Leandro Romagnoli, no problem. You cannot bid for players who are already on teams in the small halls. So no, go away. Romagnoli. Not asked. Surprisingly, not one of the... he looks very good, in fairness. Well, George Boateng's not one of your players, is he, Tato? Because it didn't go through. Still winning it again. I like it. 73 can do on stream, no problem at all. Steve, we will have a look at them. Hang on. Yeah, I've just realised that as well. I should put that 2 and 2 together. How is work? That's a good question. I know someone's got Anatolia. Oh no, nobody's got. Oh, he looks decent, in fairness. In fairness, Tato, the player that I tried to buy that was on screen as well, the Negris, was also rejected by my board, as well as being unrealistic. Exactly the same. So I do feel your pain. In fact, I'm not convinced they even need him. It just looks pretty good. Misplaying the position where I can get quick. As they're already currently in the league, not a problem to move between teams if they're over 150. Asna without a game this week. Okay, right. Dimble, you were desperate to go to bed, were you not? I believe. So I can get you on first against Matt if he's still here. Yeah, it's one of them. Boateng would be one of those sort of in-between players that's probably not good enough for the Super League, but maybe. No problem at all, mate. If you want to make any changes, give us a shout as well. Yeah, Boateng's one of those that is you'd maybe see in a Super League reserve team, getting a 7.5 average every week in the reserves. And Dan might like to take him to the Australian Cup of Nations or whatever. Gap for Bonotto and key for Romeo. Is Bonotto going on the bench for anybody? Donato on the bench for Gerrard. Do not blame you. Cool. There we go, sorted. See how that one goes. And how did they do last game? Oh yeah, they lost. I don't think anybody needs anything changing. I'll tell you what, I will drop Guigu just because. Starting at 81%. So Ocon. Who played better in that game? Ocon did. So we'll play Ocon instead of Salah. Yeah, go with that. As I've not seen him since the devastating loss to the Unicorns. Let's have a look. So, again, we're going past 10 minutes without any goals. Unbelievable. Been a theme for the night. I think there's been only the one game with it. Paul Oaken into the fold. Never ever misses. There's quite a few of those sorts of players. 2-0 up, in fairness. Back into it just before half time. Makes it interesting. There's quite a few of those sort of in between sort of players. In fairness, quite a few of them in this league. To be fair, like some Muzzy, is it? Would be in between, I'd say. Taribo, the reverse of last game, the only one under a 7 this time around. There you go. Everybody absolutely fine on condition as well. Oh, shout out to Noob. He's just messaged in the group that he's absolutely as rough as assholes. Fair play to him, bless him. Hope all goes well, mate. Run to 60, no problem. Anybody doing particularly poorly? Nothing too drastic, realistically. I'll tell you what, we'll do the same as he did against me. Do that, see if that changes any fortunes, and then on 60 minutes we will... Ooh, I thought that was going to be a third then. 60 minutes we will make the change. As always, for the worst striker comes off. There we go. Is it worth making any other changes? Oh, I didn't even clock that Ocon was injured. Right, okay. There we go. It's going to have to be done as well then. Oh no, hang on. No, again, let's do the same change as he did against me. There we go. That makes sense. There we go. Give you the option. Asper having a very good game. I think that's 2 in 3 games now. He's had really, really good, strong 8s and 9s. Solari, the only one sort of potentially on the cusp, condition-wise. Nobody screaming at you for getting a change. ML and MR back. With a small arrow up. Donati for Kovalchuk. And play on. No problem. Will there be a 4th goal? Is it going to be 2 losses? It is, by the looks of things, going to be 2 losses on a bounce. For really tonight, and that's really going to damage those playoff hopes after looking very solid in 3rd position before the night began. Hurricanes, very much needed win, well and truly off the bottom. I'll tell you what, Dan, we'll finish up the night because it's me against you. Tato, do you want to be up next? Or do you want to wait a little longer? Presumably Rocks, if you're still here, you're going to want to go early-ish. You've got Sparta. Go for it, no problem. We'll jump on next then. So, there's a breezer coming. Yes, the hurricane season is approaching. Looks like Dan's found another freebie out of league. Ooh. Night, Dimmel, mate. Have a good one. Can Tato then me go on after the... Yeah, no problem at all, Steve. Tato must be nipping up somewhere. This was the tactic you sent. Was that the lineup you wanted as well, Rox? Yeah, that's it. Lovely. There we go. Charlie Chaos, number 37, of course. You don't want George Barton, no problem. Right, Vanucci. He's going to drop out. Jesus, what? Oh, my throat's gone, pissing myself laughing at George Blatton. Everybody else looks okay. Ooh, nearly gave one of the Spartans a. I would also like to bid for Boateng. Absolutely fine. Just got to jump and find squad number for Eric Backer. I'm sure it'll be a second. I'm sure it's number 8. No, Brozneski's number 8. Okay, he's back at 21. Number 21. Ooh, uncharacteristic away kit for Castor Troy. Can't remember the last time I saw this. Again, we're getting past 10 minutes. Give him 19, his number. Eric Backer's number was 19. Yeah, Leeds. Ex-Leeds, I remember. Of course he was. Just about head. Fairness. Good value for it. No obvious changes required, so we'll leave them be. Give Rox the option. Roll till 60, no problem. Bam bang! Oh, and an absolutely straight away reply from the away team in Castor Troy. Fantastic effort. Obvious change there would be Torrado, but yeah, to be honest, I'm glad I got one of my Castor Troy games out of the way early doors and scraped a win. Lovely stuff, Dan. So if it couldn't get any more retro, any changes there? Backer for Tim, maybe? Is Tim doing anything? No. Yeah, we'll give him a try. Schmuck is coming off for Charlie Chaos. I can feel it. Down. Alessandro's coming off. It's yeah, I think the top 3, as it were, from Chaos for Schmuck. There we go. Swapping for Gomez. No problem. Felt that one coming. And Jimenez for Klim. That's it. Lovely. And we'll just see that one through to the end. Can Troy hold on? No is the answer. Can anyone find a fifth goal? A winner? No. And to be honest, out of form Sparta will take that running with both hands. Not a single shot off target all night. 40% of the shots went in. Dodgy keeping. Keeps both teams in the hunt, and that really loss has snuck me. Oof, lovely. Right, let's get that Sandfield's offering to find. Is it just Maxi? Was that his name? Just Maxi. Nothing further than that. There's probably that fella there, yeah. Looks decent in fairness. How the fuck do you keep finding these? $20 for dribbling. Obviously he's Brazilian. Like it. You got that bloody... What's that thing I've been doing with... the intrinsics. Are you intrinsicing? You're cheating adjacent. Believable. Flamingos against minimal interest, and we are bringing in George Boateng for. Oh no, can't do that, can we? Never mind. Right, so we'll crack on as was 6 months ago with the last minimal interest game. Now you're on screen, Tato, mate. If you want any changes, let me know quickly. While I jump across. Fermani on the bench for Arellano. No problem. Sotil can do one for Estevez. No problem, that's it. Lovely. And no changes as ever from the Flamingos. 4 minutes is taken for a goal. So, usually at least 5 goals in Flamingos games. I'm expecting at least 4 of them to be from the away side, and we're halfway there after half an hour. Only 2 before half time. And there we go, a third. 7 shots on target already. Wow. There we go. Vrede. Probably not had anything to do, to be honest. As is till 60. We will continue as is till 60 as well. Will there be any further? There will indeed. There's a 4th goal before the 60-minute mark. There we go. Freddie's still not pulling his weight. Any changes, Tato? Presumably Ficini's getting a run out here. Not sure who for. Potentially for Sousa, because he's not scored yet. No. Sousa for Ficini, lovely, there we go. Frede for Famani. There's it at the bottom. And swap with Drozdov. That's it, lovely. See if there's anything worth doing. Ronnie coming off. There's your J. Lucas coming off for Ejiofor. Give Vrede some of his name translated into English. What's his name translated in English? There's the average sixth goal going in as well. Peace. Ooh. Give Vrede a chance. I like it. There we go. And the only player on the pitch who did have some Vrede was the minimal interest goalkeeper, who needn't have fucking bothered. Team match stats at full time, please. No problem. 4 10s. Cannot say fairer than that. Absolutely destroyed. Yeah, fair play. Not the team you want to play with 0 defenders, I'll be honest. Fair play. Right, Steve, you wanted to be on next. Not a problem at all. Set your team up already, haven't we? There we go. Lovely. So, nothing further needed. Let's have a look. I don't think there's going to be anything needed changing here unless anybody else is under the weather. Yeah, I think we're fine now, aren't we? Still need more sleep. Understandable. Yeah, I can imagine waking up in the morning with your ear pierced after a piss up is on a par with some of the worst hangovers I've had. I still think waking up to a phone call from your mum saying, what are you doing on the front cover of the Sun newspaper? That was up there with one of the worst hangovers I've ever had. Ooh! Brah! Are taking it to the Dudley Hill. The Northern Irish Brazilians. Struck first. Only 1-8 on the pitch. Everybody else at 6s and 7s. You were sober. Oof. Used to have it done when I was young. Yeah, fair play. A mate of mine used to have this. It's like a skin condition, but effectively he could stretch his skin, and when he stretched his skin, it didn't hurt. It didn't feel anything in his skin. So he used to get all of that sort of stuff. He used to get everything pierced. It was very funny. I think Rory Delap is another name for your bang average second string Prem team as well. I think leave that B till 60. Any changes, Steve? Okay. And as soon as you bring a bit of White Rose Super League sprinkling of magic into the small horse, Dudley Hill revert to White Rose type. That's what you get. Bonamorte for shim and swap ups. Yes. Not a problem. His team Tato's looking shy is because he's brought the White Horse Curse. I still wanted to sub White Horse off at Dudley Hill tomorrow. Oof. Kaluzny, that's a big loss in fairness. Tinetto out because I'm messing and not sticking Samuel out. No? We'll go to 60. I've got myself confused there. Oh shit, I missed it. No worries, your bottle job. There's plenty of the season left yet. Panucci and Andrew Martin both not playing particularly well, and obvious substitutable players on the bench. So if it were me, Chris Hope for Panucci, Hamilton Ricard for Andrew Martin. Next. Hope for the best. I'll try again, I promise. Let us know if any changes are forthcoming, Steve. If this is the point of the season where you're going to try. Ricard for Martin only, no problem. Excellent. Anything bothering Stuart? Are we going to get Stuart Elliott on for either Volodenkov, Michael Hughes maybe? Leave the be. Hope for the best. See if the Ban River. Ooh dear. Not what you want to see. Morgan Spice and Fanto. It was Morgan Spice and Lil last week, wasn't it? Fair play. Volodenkov back there is not the worst shout in fairness, Steve. Yeah, it's going to be... I didn't know where I was on before, did it? I reckon what we do is we go centralised as well, like that. Fake lids, yeah. I'll give you the option as well, Steve, if you want to change anything up after that. Red. Yeah, I prefer Panucci at centre-back, to be honest. Unless you're playing a right-back. And I do like Panucci in this game. Give you the option there. Steve. Sean Davis, well worth the 9. Bring him back in, leave it. No. Oh, Hamilton Ricard doing exactly what? Oh! Holy shit! What a last 5 minutes of that game that was. In Fergie time, Michael Hughes has won it for 10-man Ban River. Wow. As the sentence Hamilton Ricard doing exactly what we've all had happen to us by Hamilton Ricard. An 85th minute equaliser, and Michael Hughes steps up to make a game in hand and 2 points clear at the top now for minimal interest. And we will quickly absolutely zoom through Fifey versus Ebbs on fast, and then we will finish off the battle of the potential soap opera names. Bam River versus Dudley Hill. Talking of soap operas, Neighbours classic episodes now on Amazon Prime. Oof, a 90th minute equaliser from Justin Jocelyn. Ooh. There we go. Diop on 97. Otherwise, almost absolutely fine. You can get on a Tuesday or Thursday smuch would be great. Absolutely. Thursday would be the next time I would be looking at going. Obviously, there's no point me going Wednesday or a Sunday, of course. Classic Neighbours. I thought that would be a bit up your street there, Dan. That's the point of it, Tato, mate, is not to have too many obvious names. Obviously, I brought some boring obvious names in, like your Elkers, etc. But you look at a lineup like this, and Milevsky, Saeed, Kennedy maybe aside, there's not a lot of regular chat manager signings involved in that team at all. Realistically, you could probably add Barnett now to that list, as people have found out how good he is. I might keep the same. Hang on. Can you just check the rest of your squad? Sorry, Dan, I'm chatting away shit. Yeah, true. Yeah. Conditions, sort by conditions. Sorry. Yeah, everyone looks absolutely fine, mate. Yeah, there's a difference between Super League players and players you've brought into the Super League because you like them. For instance, you call in Ficini a Super League player. He's not Super League quality, but he is a Super League player technically. The same token, Danny Invincible, or Invincibile, is also a Super League player. Andy Johnson was a Super League player last season. You know, just because they're in the Super League doesn't mean they're a Super League quality. Alan on bench instead of Yuri, please. Johnny Allen, that is presumably no problem. Who are we dropping down to the reserves? Any odd name will do, mate, no problem. And let's go, no problem. Yeah, Swiatowski, Ficini, yeah, all in your Super League team, and I would suggest you can get a very good Fermani, but otherwise, I don't think any of those four should be in the Super League. Ooh, 3 subs from 4. Ooh, shit, what did I do? Who did I miss? Johnny Allen, of course I did, sorry. And what number would Johnny Allen be? Yeah, no, it's okay. Don't worry, Dan. Don't worry. double check everything when it's against me. Number 40, because I don't like to be seen as giving any sort of unfair advantage. Let's have a look. Are we all good? Be daft to make any big changes. Yeah, it happens, Dan, mate. Don't worry. I will keep everything obvious. I won't jump ahead too much. Another game. That's pretty much every game so far that's gone past the usual 10-minute mark for goals. And of course, my keeper has been probably the best player in my team for the last couple of games. Yeah, I mean, of that team, yeah, Yepes is on the cusp, maybe, of Super League. Zé Roberto, you'd say, is Super League quality. Eventually, Season 2. Anelka, again, is probably a first-team squad on the bench of a Super League team. I don't think none of them are starters, I think. They'll probably all start in some Super League teams. No, he's not for sale. Again, Die, Season 2 gets fantastic. But yeah, there are players in there that are eventually of Super League quality, but is there going to be a goal before half time? It's not looking like it. Unless it comes from the home side. No. Another game without any shots off target. Just about scraping it. Although I am winning the throw-ins, and I know that is a big thing for you, Dan. I assume there are no playoffs in this league, having looked at the schedule. So, I think, and I'll be honest, I haven't had a chance to play it all the way through. I think it's like the Scottish League, where it switches into. I think there's an opening stage and a closing stage, and then it goes to the playoffs. Potentially, we'll all find out together, and somehow Tato will not win it. Not sure. Some very good performances there at the back. Diop is running on fumes. Yeah, potentially. That sounds possible. No idea. Hey. You have to play your reserves against your first team. Roll to 60, no problem at all. Let's have a look, see if there's anything. I don't know if there's going to be anything doing for myself. Realistically, nobody's doing anything. It's another underwhelming game for Shevington. Let's get Chewy on. Hope for the best. And we'll barrel on to 60 minutes and hope that something happens. Anything. Oh dear. Fonzo. Oh fuck. Fonzo, one of the finds of the save so far. End up playing with yourself, Tato, of course. Well, it is steak and blowjob day after all. There's married men still playing a 20-odd-year-old video game. Of course, it will only be ourselves we're playing with tonight. Darren McKinney is the only one under a 7. Very, very good. For 65 minutes. Diop under 80 minutes. There's no chance he's continue in the game. By Mr. CM Scout. I mean, in fairness, in CM Scout it looks dog shit. I think it'd be more CM Intrinsic Scout. He appeared at the top of your search the other day. Ooh. Diop off for Alan. Front left of the front three, no problem. Barnett off for Camino as well. Done, no problem. And then I am going to have to do something drastic because we're now getting it. I bought Kamuna in that Toto Mourinho, Toto as in they sing the song Africa, obviously. Let's have a look. I'm just going to have to do that and hope for the best. Who else have we got available? How's Baronia doing? I'm not getting anywhere near the team. Ejiofor and someone else. I think one of the centre backs that was actually in the team already had been starting. I'll have a look at it in a bit. Hope that makes a difference. I don't think it will. In fact, let's do that as well. Tato is Tatty. Can't find a name close enough to yours for commentary on ISS. So yours, so Tony. Wolfie is Wolf, obviously. Come on, get back into it. Listen, little car. Come on. Finally. Oh, fuck's sake. No. Oh, no. Unbelievable. Well deserved. Very good value for the victory on paper. Oh, I thought it snuck a point there. Oof. Yes, a triple-A performance from Sandfields there, as Afonso and Alan outperform Nicholas and Nelka. Oh, unbelievable. Good value for the win. I think that probably just about sneaks me out of it does indeed, just about sneaks me out of that playoff spots that I thought I was sneaking into after the Real E loss. Top of the table, Tato, with a game in hand, 2 games in hand over 3 of us, 4 of us. Yeah, one of the teams on the most games is bottom. The team on the least amount of games is top. 1 goal a game conceding as well. Very, very good. Cannot complain at all. Rayad, Souza, Babangida and Nicky Ferenko. 4 places. 4 players at the top. 4 average ratings. Wow. And I will point out, in fairness, the difference maker for me, goalkeeper, only goalkeeper in the top 14, is the one who went off injured early doors. Anelka finally paying dividends at last, and now at the top of the goal scoring rankings, purely on alphabet. alongside D'Alessandro, Romeo and Mason Javan. Tenino just behind them with Nikiforenko and Kiko. 7 outstanding goal scorers there. Cannot complain with that. First time I've been getting some proper goal scoring as well. Not troubling the top 14s here. I like it. What about assists? No, still. Oh yeah, Ibrahim Saeed right at the bottom there. Riyadh still dominating the assists. Almost twice as many assists as anybody else in the league, apart from Mariano Macera. Fantastic effort by Tato. I don't know how he's managed to put together that team. But yeah, another decent night for goals. They took a little bit longer than usual to come. Usually the first 10 minutes sees goals. But 1, 2, 3 clean sheets all night. As ever. Lots and lots and lots of goals. That really upsets me to see Tato top of the league, but it's going well. It's going well. Save will be up shortly. It's been emotional as ever. Hang on, was I not in 7th position a minute ago? How have you snuck above me as well, you bastard? And I did say that I would be on 3, 3, 3 and 0 goal difference. I was not wrong. Don't forget to bet on Langadan tomorrow at Cheltenham. Oof. I probably will do, in fairness. The only bet I won any real money on this morning was when I let the missus pick a horse in the first race, and it won. Everything else is basically just made its money back. Of course, I am the next sacrificial unicorn to the minimal interest slaughter. Easy victory for Tato on Thursday. What other games have we got? Second place, third. Oof, so unlucky. Rocks, you will be on last on Thursday. Yeah, very, very interesting looking games coming up there. I'm trying to work out who is not up. Flamingo's playing first, third, fourth. Who's in fourth? Sparta have got a week off. There we go. So a chance for a few people to catch up there. If we double it up again, there's a bigger gap in between there, so it probably won't do. But who have we got there? Sparta will be back for a second. Excuse me, 5th, 6th, 7th. That'd be me missing out on that second game in that case. There we go. So potentially we'll double up, as it will be me missing the second game. But certainly we will play these on Thursday. As always, fun in the... It was a hailstorm today, so not sun. Yeah, enjoyed that as ever.